Hello, my dear ones. Welcome to Jessica Intuition and welcome to the next astro. Let's take a look at the next astrological forecast for March, here for March 2025. Yes. Before we start, this is not a card reading in the way you might know it. This is an astrological forecast. What awaits us with the help of cards, or rather, I have selected these are astro cards and the monology cards. I also have a few tarot cards set aside that I want to include shortly to show you what astrologically is coming our way in March. Exactly. Before I start here, as I said, this is not a card reading. I would still be happy if you watched the video. I took a lot of time for this. So the preparation time was actually very long because in March, it's going to be very, very exciting. Actually, and yes, just relax, lean back, grab something to drink or even something to eat and watch the video calmly. Turn on the video. Yes, then I have now put a poll in place. When you would like to have the weekly reading, depending on when you see this video, it might be that the poll has already ended. I will do the weekly reading this week on Saturday. So on Saturday, I will record it. I'll wait until Saturday until you've all voted. I have scheduled my times, or rather indicated the times that I actually find okay, because this midnight I didn't like that at all. I entered a few times. I could only enter 4. If your time isn't included, feel free to write that in the comments. Provided that, let's say, if you don't vote, then I'll obviously decide myself. If you vote, I'll just see where the majority is. Maybe there will be a tie somewhere, I don't know. I'll just see how things develop until Saturday. Exactly, that's the preliminary part. Yes, and then I would say, let's get started with the video. In other words, I would like to take a little look back at the February. I had mentioned that February will be not an easy month, but it can also take us very far spiritually. If you haven't watched the video yet, feel free to check it out from February. On the last day of February, we also have the new moon in Pisces at 9 degrees. And that's the day I also mentioned we want to realize our dreams. We want to move forward boldly and hold on to that. And I also believe that a lot has already become clear to us in February. My dear ones, I have a second channel. I can't believe it. I don't know how long I will tell, but I'm really, really happy that I took this step. My dear ones, a dream has come true for me. I can't say it any other way. Yes, I will say something about that in the weekly readings because I'm the kind of person, or rather, I'm an Aries. And I tend to get carried away pretty quickly. And yes, nevertheless, for me right now, in February, a dream came true. That was on the night of... Yes, it was on the night from Sunday to Monday, the 23rd. On the 24th February, and on the 24th in February, all the planets were in direct motion. What it also tells me is believe in your dreams, hold on to your dreams, visions. By the way, there's something else I want to say about that. Believe in it, put it into action, follow your dreams, my loves. Dreams can come true, dreams can become reality. I was just about to say, wake up, but maybe also wake up, maybe you're growing into your dream. And as I said, I would like to share that with you in the weekly reading. It was kind of like that for me too. I can't quite put it all into perspective yet, so I want to take my time before I tell you everything in detail. I'll do that afterwards. In the weekly reading, exactly, spiritual growth was the topic. Many want to understand everything, or people want to understand something. That was the theme, also from February. I would actually say we had some intense constellations. I think a lot has happened for some people. As I said, feel free to look back at the video. That was very informative. And I would, of course, be very happy if you take a look at it. Exactly, that's just it for now. Yes, I'll just get started right away. I would actually name the title that way, one way or another. For me, you will notice in the end. I'll say at the end of the video, or rather at the end of the month, March, a lot will change for us, my dears. A new cycle begins. That's how I thought to name the title, and that's how I will name it. It may be that new insights come for some people. As I said, a new cycle begins, new insights, a cosmic shift. We have the moon, lunar eclipse, and solar eclipse. We have the eclipses in March, which will change a lot anyway. They are already really intense anyway. And at the end of the month, my dears, Neptune will change signs. Yes, this is going to be very, very, very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I would say, let's get started. Enough chatting, or rather, I've been talking the whole video. My dear friends, I'm really happy. As I said, cosmic shifts, fresh start. It could be that we have a lot of Aries energy. We still have a little fish energy at the beginning, but we have a lot of weather energy in March. It's also the month of Aries, but towards the end, a lot will move into Aries. Fresh start, actions. So we want to take action. This can also be the case for some of you here to come across that for some people. A revelation is coming, that something will come to light. A lot will change in the coming months, and now in March, this is the start, believe me. I pulled the card from the angels for the coming months, and it actually came up in the March reading. I don't think for everyone, but for many. I can't remember it 100% now. But I mean, it came up for some people. I would also like to place this one right at the top. In the coming months, my dears, a lot will change for us. The year 2025 is the start. First, we have to wait for the go in 2026 and 2027. We're starting right on the 2nd March. That's the Sunday, when Venus goes retrograde, my dears. Venus is already in Aries. I also have the card here. Mom, it's only in Aries. The card again. Here, it only lies in Aries. We probably notice it. I actually notice it too. I'm back in Venus myself, as I said. Do I have the Pisces? So I will definitely feel it, the retrograde Venus. What should I say, my dears? I'm torn back and forth. So as I said, I am overjoyed. Today I had a little moment where I realized you're getting off track again. Don't make any, I don't want to say no mistakes, but stay relaxed. And that's so this following your passion, especially with this retro power, that's a strong, intense energy. And as I said, I felt that a few days ago, also the retrograde has been since February 4th already, or rather, the Venus has been in retrograde since February 4th, and it will stay that way until the 27th. March in retrograde. Nevertheless, on March 2nd, we have the retrograde of Venus at 10 degrees again. When it goes retrograde, it moves back into Pisces, up to 24 degrees Pisces, and until the 13th. In April, Venus is actually retrograde, my dear ones. So throughout March, Venus is retrograde. As I said, it's still in Aries for now. In Aries and then back into Pisces. That's why I've put both cards out here. Once the Pisces card, once the Aries card. For you, yes, my dear ones. I'll put it this way. First decan again up to 10 degrees. The first decan again for all those from 0. Whether this is in the solar eclipse or somewhere else. In your horoscope, just take a look. In your birth chart, everyone from 0 to 9 degrees will really feel it, and 10 degrees too. As I said, for some it can be very strong and very intense. It's just that we are making new experiences a very intense time as well. It's just that we're making new experiences. Can perceive things more strongly, but also mean, especially with the fish, that we thinking about the past, that the past comes up again. We might be able to clarify a lot about what we want, what we no longer want, and what feels good for us and what doesn't. And my dear ones, I've said this so many times in the recent daily readings, and also in the March readings, something good is coming for you. What no longer serves you well is allowed to go. I've said this so many times, my dear ones. I also said I could have done a reading for the whole of March. I didn't have to do 12 zodiac signs. Well, as I said, the daily readings are also uplifting, in my opinion. And a few days ago, we also saw that someone from the past is coming back. As I said, clarify that for yourself. I have a feeling that a lot of clarity will come in here for some people. Because of that, then you'll just know what you want and what you no longer want. Yes, then we can move on right away, but I have the cards here mixed up a bit. Mercury on the 3rd of March, which is very exciting. So the 3rd, that is 0303 until the 30th of March. So until the 30th of March, 3003, it's a bit mirrored. I found it really exciting. Also, is Mercury mind going into Aries? And we will definitely notice that, yes, so it can actually be that we can think more clearly, so when Mercury moves into Aries, it's still currently in Pisces. As I said, it won't be long now. Mercury represents the mind, language, and also thoughts. And Aries in the head, that's definitely about assertiveness, my dears. I'm going to lay the card down like this because we still have Pisces here. Nevertheless, Aries is coming up soon. As I said, on the 3rd March until the 30th March. Mercury is a fast planet. That's why it moves so quickly. That's why the signs aren't in Mercury for very long. Yeah, then we can move on right away. I just need to take a quick look because something is missing. I feel that way. No, I think that was actually exact. I've mentioned that so far. My dears, on the 11th in March, we have the sun. In conjunction, where is the sun then? Here, the sun in conjunction to Venus. Venus is currently in Aries. But I'm just thinking, I actually believe at that time, 11th. It's still in the weather. But the sun is in Pisces. On the 11th, March 12th, Sun. Now I'm confused. Not Sun, I slipped up. On the 12th, it's the Sun conjunction. Do we have Mercury? I don't even know if I said Sun or Mercury. The Sun has to go. I misspoke. We have Mercury. Mercury is in Aries then, as already mentioned. And we have Venus because that just wouldn't have fit with things. From here, from the placement. I need to have Venus laid out here. This is a complete mess. Let's do that again from the beginning. So Venus conjunction, or rather Mercury conjunction, Venus, retrograde Venus at 8 degrees Aries. Aries is going back into Pisces. This also means the topic of introspection. Conjunctions are actually harmony aspects. These are mergers. These are energies, but they are positive energies. This can actually mean for some people, as I said, that they do some introspection on that day or generally engage in introspection. Maybe something will come to light for some people here, or something big is just around the corner. That can also be something like that. Yes, then we have on the 12th March, the Sun conjunction Saturn. And I'm just seeing, do I have Saturn? Yes, I've pulled out Saturn. Saturn is currently still in Pisces, my dears. I need to move the cards a bit over so that we also have space, Sun, conjunction, Saturn in Pisces at 22 degrees. That means it's also coming to an end. This can actually mean here that a big turn is coming, a big transformation, or something will become clear. New insights can come for some people as well. So definitely clarity. Is the Sun just coming and Saturn too? And I also have the feeling for some of us, or let's say for you. And we become aware of something. What big change is coming with the day? That's also just before the full moon. This turn just means that one can also close something here. Then on the 14th, in March, we will have the full moon in Virgo at 23 degrees. I just realized that I didn't pull out the Virgo chart. Then let's just take it out. It's up here. There it is. As I said, the full moon in Virgo. I've also pulled this out of the way. You are enough. That's another kind of energy. You are enough, that you know. That's another thing. So this energy is building up what suits you, what doesn't suit you, what can go for you and what should stay. Full moons are energies for completions. And we also have the lunar eclipse on that day. My dear ones, results are within reach. We also have the lunar eclipse here, which also tells me again, something will definitely come to completion. I have that. The feeling here is something like like a realization and a completion on that day. Or as I said, maybe you can already feel the energies beforehand. As I said before, that we also have on the 12th in March, we also have the Sun conjunct Saturn. And I believe in the energy, they just pull away. We have, also on the 14th, it was on the 14th. We don't have a portal day. We have a portal day on the 3rd, on the 5th, and on the 24th. 20th, exactly. Yes, then it continues again on the 15th. March. That's also the energy of this time, that something is being completed here. Mercury, the lovely Mercury, will go retrograde at 9 degrees again. That's, as I said, kind of the end already. So, not the end, just the beginning, but it's going back again because it goes retrograde. And Mercury, retrograde in Aries, and it will go down to 4 degrees in Pisces. 4 degrees will go down to 6 degrees in Pisces. That's also a bit of Mercury representing the mind, as I said, for our head, for our thoughts. Also for the spoken word. It can also be about technology. And so it is. So a bit of head against mind, or rather, head against mind, head against heart, mind against feeling. Such an energy can be here. With the one with Mercury retrograde. I don't even know if I said that. In any case, as I said, 15. In March, Mercury will go retrograde until the 7th, April. So, not that long. It's usually just about 2 weeks, 3 weeks actually. And it can actually happen that there are outages, technical problems. And especially with Mercury retrograde, it can mean that we change our opinion or change it more often. I've done that a few times today, I have to be honest. Yeah. But I do that anyway. That's simple. That's me here. As I said, that's how I see myself, that I'm like that for a day. And the next day, I think something completely different and feel like doing something else. Or however. So I'm really like that. I'm quick. Like Mercury, just stop. As I said, it might be that you decide on something or want to go a certain way. But you realize that it's just not the right thing for you. It might be that we change our opinions more often during this time. Then I would like to push the cards a little higher. So, a little piece. Then we have on the 19th. Let's see what else I have here. I still have these two here. Then we have on the 19th, March. The Sun is again in conjunction with Neptune. And where is my Neptune card? There it is. Then we have the Sun again in conjunction with Neptune, my dears, at 29 degrees Pisces. Well, what is that? That's it. The final degrees, that actually doesn't count anymore at 30. That's really the last degree, actually. And here, for some, there is definitely a big ending, a resolution. And I have to honestly say, I actually chose the world for myself. It's like this, a chapter is coming to a close here. That can actually be the case for some. I also pulled the Ten of Swords. The old can go. Something new can come. I also pulled the Knight card, and it's just hitting me right now. I wanted to pull out the Judgment card, and I forgot to do that. That's not really the call to action. Now I know why I didn't pull that out, because the Judgment card is here. Yes, also for this call to action. But the Judgment card actually also stands for a karmic resolution, a release. And that can actually mean that you're resolving something karmic here. Some people, I need to pull it out. There he is. The Judgment. I have that. Then also forgot. Exactly. So maybe a big turning point in your life. This is how I see the cards here. And anyone who's been watching me for a while, or as I said, knows the tarot cards, knows that with the World card, there's an ending here. As I said, a chapter is completely coming to a close. Here too. With the Ten of Swords, there's really no turning back. So this is basically the end of Neptune in Pisces, my dears. As I said, 29 degrees, that's really it. This ending that is about to come with the Sun, this is again that energy. The Sun is indeed the Sun, and it also represents our heart. The Sun is also a Leo card, actually, so it's also about that. This fire is behind it again. That we are here. As I said, we might be at a point in our lives where we know we want to change something, take a different path, or simply walk away from where we are. And I definitely see the Tower and also the Judgment, that this might also be a call for some people, or it could be like that. Neptune, the 8th planet from the Sun, is a little bit about illusion, a world of mystery, dreamlike experiences, and wonder. It could actually be because Neptune is still in Pisces on that day, because the Sun is shining in with the conjunction. I would actually say here that we are on that day. Yeah, I don't want to say we're being deceived. I rather feel that we see it, that we are being deceived, that it's coming out. So that's coming to light, and I'm also here. I specifically didn't pull the Sun card, even though the Sun card in tarot also stands for that. Something is coming to light. I have this feeling because with the Tower, the Sun seems to shine in as well, and what's hidden is coming to light. You will see something. No. My tip for you is to maybe take some time for yourself that day. Treat yourself to some rest, wellness, beauty, whatever it is. Well, self-made, self-time at me time. Withdraw. And I also picked the Honor card for myself, so that you take time for yourself. And there's also the light. Something is coming to light. There's an insight coming. Or, as I said, something is really going to come out for one or the other. That could also be the case. I believe that one or two people here need to recognize what is draining their energy. I have a feeling about that too. Yes, here I am again with this energy, what can go, or who can go, what can stay. What drains energy, what gives energy, my dear ones. And that's basically the end on the 19th March, because then we have on the 20th, in March we have the spring equinox. A new astrological year begins because the year always starts in astrology with the weather. From January 1st, but actually when the Sun moves into Aries, as I said, at the spring equinox, the spring begins at 10:01 a.m. when Aries moves in. Is the Sun moving into Aries? And Yes, I am very happy that we have a fresh start again, so to speak. Here too, as I said, something is coming to an end. Something new is allowed to begin. And I'm also looking forward to a new good time that can come now. Okay, I'll leave it at that for now. Then let's move on. Then we have on the 23rd, March, the Sun conjunction D with Venus. I'm putting the cards aside because I don't like this back and forth shuffling there. I'm not happy with that, my dears. And I just don't have enough space for everything. At some point in the future, it will be different. I'll show you that on the computer or however. But I actually find it much nicer with the cards. I don't know yet. I'll just let it come to me. I need that. I need the Sun. I need the conjunction card. And I need Venus. And I'll put the others back in for now. We have the Sun conjunction with Venus, which is still in Aries. Or rather, it's retrograde. The Venus is already at 2 degrees Aries. So it's already just before Pisces as well. And here, just like that Venus, that's the Taurus card. Venus is associated with Taurus. And Taurus already represents the material. It can actually be the case here because the Sun is always our consciousness, our essence, personality, but also our awareness. Did our heart know? And this is, as mentioned, emerging, so also with Venus and just still in the current energy. Even if it's just the last ones, just, or the ones that are initially just where that is, yes, like that, the start of the again, or 2 degrees are always assigned to the respective zodiac signs. So 2 degrees, because the first sign is, again, 2 signs, is Taurus. So 2 degrees is also Taurus energy. Actually, it can be about finances for some people here. That you need more security, that you become aware of what you have, that you come to new insights here about your possessions, about what you have or about what you might want to achieve. Maybe for some of you, it's also about setting new goals. And I didn't pull out the card, but I'm definitely here a bit with the Empress card, but also with the Knight of Swords. This determination, but that's just it again. Air energy. Knight of Swords. I see the Empress there more. That's also a Taurus card. That one can also... Yes. I would say that something new can grow there. Something new can emerge. For some of you here, yes, I would like to leave it at that. Then we have on the 24th March. My dears, we have the Sun conjunction again. To Mercury. Yes, at the moment everything seems to revolve around Mercury and Venus. That's how I feel. That's, as I said, the following day. That's why I'm laying it out like this. 24th March, Sun conjunction to Mercury at 4 degrees Aries. So, is that 4 degrees Aries? That can actually be true for some of you here as well. Big, I don't want to say change big things in your life. Address, it can actually be the case here that it's about big things in your life, or that maybe something from the past comes up again for some of you. Goals. That one had... There can also simply be the urge, just through Aries, that we want to move forward. We want to implement something, or it's also this fighting energy of Aries. And that's this power that we want to move forward and want to change something. But I also have the feeling here that some of you, because the past is coming up, I'm just thinking here, because a lot will come up again, because we also simply have this retrograde. Venus is actually very, very rarely retrograde, and Mercury is retrograde 3 times a year. That's nothing special. We have that 3 times a year that is part of everyday life, I would actually say. Just like the new moon and the full moon. No, not quite. But as I said, that's just part of everyday life. It's nothing special. But Venus, you know, and there, I'm just a little bit more, just a little more, even more, just a little bit more, even more. I'm a bit skeptical about that. I have the feeling that someone from the past might come back for 1 or 2 people. I'm just going to say it like this. I have a feeling that you might be confronted with the past again. Exactly. Yes, then we have on the 27th, on March 27th, we have Venus going retrograde. Don't forget, is still retrograde in conjunction with Neptune. I've put Neptune away again, but that's a good thing for Neptune. And Neptune is currently still in Pisces. Venus in Aries. And my dear ones, this could actually be an emotional day. For some, or it could become emotional. Venus is indeed in love in Aries. But yes, that's still the case. I'm just thinking right now, I believe it's actually true that Venus has already switched over 29 degrees Pisces. Venus is already in Pisces. It's no longer in Aries because by that day, it has already switched over. We have the retrograde, even though it's in Aries. Because it's retrograde, it goes back into Pisces. It's already in Pisces on that day. As I said, Venus is retrograde in conjunction with Neptune at 29 degrees Pisces. We become more emotional, or we are more emotional on that day, more sensitive, more attuned, more compassionate. Maybe we want to heal something, and that can actually be the case. I just mentioned the 24th. March, that something from the past comes up again, and it could actually be something that you should look at and process right now. No, the topic is forgiveness. Forgive others, forgive yourself. No, so this is the energy right now, like the Pisces. Yes, there's a lot of healing behind that day. I believe it's going to be a day with a lot of healing and very, very, very emotional. It's also just before the new moon again, right? And as I said, the new moon is always like that for me. Something will definitely be wrapped up. It can actually be the case for some people. Yes, indeed, something from the past will also be wrapped up. But I'm also with the fish. I actually pulled the High Priestess card here. It's a time maybe for spirituality or to become more spiritual. That was already in February. Yes, I definitely believe that was actually the main energy, you know, that we strongly want to grow spiritually because we had a lot of Pisces energy present in our lives. And I think here again that we might go within ourselves more deeply than before. The High Priestess also goes within. She remains very calm and very still at all times. It's a passive type of energy, and it's about being with yourself truly. As I said earlier on, spiritual growth can happen here for sure. Maybe for some individuals it could be a cleansing process or healing journey, something like that indeed. Also, consider self-care activities or something similar like taking time out just for yourself. I actually see this as an ideal day to do something good, specifically tailored towards your own well-being. And then on March 29th itself, we actually have witnessed already how impactful new moon in Aries at 8 degrees can be. Let me just quickly mention once again that although I could have pulled out star chart details previously, but didn't think of doing so right away during those moments back then, it's now time finally to take action decisively. As mentioned earlier too, the new moon occurring under Aries sign along with solar eclipse event signifies massive change coming our way soon enough. And that's also happening just before my dears on March 30th. Precisely wait eagerly, anticipating what unfolds next. I had noted everything. I actually saved that for the end, or rather, it's also the second to last day of the month. It doesn't make sense to mention that at the beginning of the video. I briefly teased it. By the way, on the 29th, March 29th, which is Saturday, we have the new moon in Aries at 11:58 a.m. That means whenever these energies are at noon, it's always kind of a 3-4 day energy. That means it always drags on back and forth. I'm always convinced that a new moon, a full moon, I brought up, your energy has, and especially when we have solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, that's very far reaching. Yes, actually, and yes, let me just pull that out for a moment. The moon in Aries, my dear ones. New moon, as I said. And yes, that can actually be the energy for some here, where I say we want to start fresh with our heads. Yes, maybe even pushing through with our heads. A fire energy, the real fire energy, the ruler card is also the Aries card. That's also this, one doesn't want to give up control, wants to have power, wants to take initiative, to activate a strong fire energy. Yes, one might also have this strong drive to take action, this strong willpower, a time to act. So that will come back towards the end of the month. Here too, this energy can be that we want to move forward. As I said, a tremendous change, my dear ones. And I picked the Wheel of Fortune. That's not the Aries card, but I picked it out because I believe for some, a new chapter is also being opened here. A new chapter is opening up. I'm pulling out the World card again here. And also the close. So here is definitely something new is happening. And especially these eclipses, these solar and lunar eclipses, these are strong energies. These are very strong energies. And as I said, big changes are coming. A new chapter wants to open up for you. You are allowed to open a new chapter. Yes, my dear ones, then. We are already almost at the end. My dear ones, I'm leaving it like this. That's why I've pushed it up a bit, because I would actually like to leave it like this, because it's also simply the 29th. It's March. On the 30th, March, my dear ones, we have Neptune that is going back into the sign, and that has never happened before. So it has happened before, but we haven't experienced it yet because... Did I say Neptune? I meant Saturn, of course. I meant Neptune, of course. Now I've put the card away. Saturn is going first. End of May, I think it's 25. In May, Saturn enters Aries. Saturn is only going into Aries at the end of May. Neptune, I mixed up the cards. This is ruining everything for me here. I waited until the end. And then something like this, my dear ones. Neptune, as I said, this only happens every 260 years. So Neptune takes 260 years to completely move through a zodiac sign. And Neptune enters on the 30th March into the sign of Aries. And it will stay there until the 22nd. May time 28, my dears. 20, 38, 13 years, so just a little more. I'm really curious about this because, as I said, we haven't experienced this time yet. This last happened 200 years ago, as I mentioned last month. That last happened 260 years ago. And as I said, at the end of May, Saturn will also move into Aries. I'm really curious about that too, and I mentioned it to you in the additional explanations. In May, it will actually get better, I believe. I have this feeling that when Saturn actually moves into Aries, I feel like things will get better. So my intuition, my feeling tells me that, yes, let's see. As I said, it could actually be that something new opens up for some people. As she says, this transit, we experienced it. Not jeg kan meget fordi nanos in our world right here now. Last time was 260 years ago. I think that's right. It's crazy that we're experiencing this now. I'm really on fire about that. As I said, I'm bitter anyway, so I'm really on fire about that. These are really big new beginnings that are coming, my dears. I'm just thinking about it. As I said, for me, the second channel isn't the only one I have now. I also have my meditation channels, but this is the second channel, Jessica Intuition. And this is kind of like this double of what I have here. This is, yeah, my baby. This is my passion here. And that I have this in English again will always be my dream, always my wish. And it has already happened, and I'm thinking to myself so clearly, you still have dreams, still want big goals, whatever. And I have the feeling that I will open up things that will probably show themselves in March. And here, great new beginnings can happen for one or the other. Or we can go into great new beginnings, let's put it this way. And I'm actually thinking, what's next? What else is coming? Yes, it's going to be a new energy, a new world. So everything is really going to change here. That's why I brought the world out again. New energy, new world, my dears. So everything is definitely going to change here. As I said, I'm really excited about what you can do these days. And yes, there will definitely be more to come. My dears, things are definitely going to be a bit different here, or a lot is going to change. Let's put it this way. Also seeing globally, on the outside. Well, I have this feeling that we have this urge to change something even on the outside. That it's really like that at the end of March. It's like a beginning with the renewal, a really strong one. A massive change. What should I tell you, my dears? A massive change is definitely coming our way. Strong. Restart energies. Strong new beginning energies. Big changes, massive changes. That can also be for some people. And that's what I just told you. A dream has come true for me. That was really a dream. He was always on my list, on my imaginary list. But it was like that. Yes. He was there, but I knew. As I said, up until now, it hasn't been possible. I didn't deal with it anymore. That was the last time I dealt with the topic of key and so on, last year. And then I thought to myself, as I said, I will tell you about that again in the weekly reading. What exactly that was, whether it was an inspiration or a vision or really a dream. I'm not really sure about that myself. I still need to clarify for myself what it really was. And I also have the feeling, as I said, that for me, a dream, a wish has really come true. I just can't say it any other way. And I believe here for some people, here big dreams, big new dreams are being made. Maybe they are just starting to emerge. Neptune represents dreams for the spirit, dreams once again. It's the realization. And a new world, my dear ones, you will bring into the world new things that will happen here. As I said, maybe some of you are feeling this here. Dreams, wishes, a new life. I'll be honest with you, hold on to your vision. And now I need to pull out the star again. I'm definitely with the star now. I don't really know where it was exactly. Even though I've gone through the 3 or 4 times already, I don't think I really saw them properly. Because the star also simply stands for the fulfillment of wishes. And I truly believe that here dreams and wishes can come true for some of you. So here it's really, really important. Hold on to your vision. Believe in it. Maybe one or the other of you will fulfill that. At that moment, we just had 43. When I translate it into English, the time, as in German, sometimes the video is longer, sometimes shorter. That's just how it is. He does that automatically. Not every German word is spoken like every English word. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's shorter. That's why I don't know if it was also 43 in English. That's 7 is the chariot. 7. My dear ones, since we're at it, I'll show you the card as well. And earlier I briefly mentioned the impulse about moving forward, which I told you about, that this is definitely also the chariot energy. But it was Cancer energy, and I just had Aries here. That's why I thought it didn't quite fit. But the chariot also simply stands for moving forward. That's why I'm taking it out now. We just had that here somewhere. There it is. As I said, hold on to your vision. Very, very important. Pursue your goals here. Don't give up. It's really, really important to take action now. Keep your focus. Have your goal in sight and don't hesitate any longer. The energies at the end of the month are very good and very strong. And you need that strong will, that Aries energy, to move forward here. Hold on to your vision. My dear ones, that's my closing word. That's it. What should I say about that? Yeah, it was a bit chaotic, but it's always like that for me, chaotic. So when I do something like this, it's always chaotic because I just can't lay the cards out next to each other. It just doesn't fit. My dear ones, that was my forecast, my astrological prediction for the month of March. I'm curious to see what will develop for some of you. I've already noticed in the March readings, especially in the zodiac readings, wow, a lot is going to come. And I thought, wow, those are some strong energies. But I didn't have it like that yet. I know it was there. I also mentioned it to you in the readings. I also didn't play it in what I actually mentioned every time. When we have a portal day, when we had or have the new moon, the full moon, and that we also have a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. And I'm looking at this right now. Results are within reach. So you're basically right in front of the goal. The goal is within reach. And nonetheless, even though I noticed that, and even though I did the reading, I wasn't really aware that there were such intense energies at that moment. As I said, I think I spent about 5 hours today working on filming this video. Or rather, I also gathered some information, and I also looked at everything astrological, how it changes and so on. And just wait, May is going to be completely different. In terms of the weather, I have a feeling it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic, fantastic. Yes, my dear ones. At this point, I would say I'm done. I don't know when I'll upload the reading. The upload process is taking a bit longer now. On the German channel, it will always be earlier too, because it's just uploaded faster than on the English one. But we are here in Germany. Or rather, depending on where you're watching. So I mentioned that I'm here in Germany. If we now look at the English, or rather American countries, we're actually ahead of the time. So that means even if I upload later, you'll actually get it earlier in terms of time, depending on, like I said, America, right? That's just the question of who is watching here, from which country. As I said, that's why I decided to go with this English channel. It's just covered all over the world. Not everyone understands German, and that has always been my wish to do this. And I'm really totally happy, my dears. I can't say it any other way. I know I'm probably going to annoy you with this. I'm really sorry about that, but I want to show you my joy. I want you to have such a wonderful experience too, that I can fulfill your wishes and dreams. It's an unbelievable feeling that I can't even describe exactly what it's like. No matter that there is such a back and forth, I still can't really realize it either. I think I'll really only get it in 2 or 3 months, maybe 1 or 2, 3 months. I get it already, so that's a lie. But I think to really realize it, to truly understand it, that's really how it is. I actually believe that it will take another week for me to fully grasp what has really come about for me. Well, good. My dears, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. I really wish you all the best from the bottom of my heart. All the best. Lots of luck, my dears. That your wishes come true. That you achieve your goals. Set goals, very, very important. Not just one goal. Set high. Goals for yourselves too. Just like I have a high goal. Even where you think you can't achieve it, everything is possible, my dears. Even in today's times, everything is possible, believe me. And a lot will still change. We had that moment 40, my dears. I wish you all a wonderful March here first. Make something out of it. I think I'm actually going to do something for March for everyone. I already mentioned that another Venus oracle is coming. That's coming out on the 1st. March is out because Venus is in retrograde. And it doesn't actually happen that often that it goes retrograde. And I also want to dive into the energies again. I think I'm also going to do a little card reading afterwards, but I'm not sure yet. Or definitely draw some cards to see what that brings us or something like that. A little impulse. And exactly. The Ama reading will definitely come tonight. Or rather, you will probably see them in the early morning on Thursday. It's still right on time before the start of the month. And I will definitely kick myself to make sure I get the new moon message out to you tomorrow. Or rather on Thursday. Because we already have the new moon on Friday. Yes, the 72-hour look will also be coming. I still have a lot planned, my dears. Okay. All the best here for you. Wonderful March. And until the next reading, bye-bye.